Hey, how are you guys doing? So, I had this video planned out for a long time, and then I realized that they're making some changes to the Ghoul in the PTB that's coming out as of today when I'm actually finishing and gonna upload this. So, some of the things in this video may not be super relevant, but we'll see what the changes come to. But I just want to let you or warn you about that before you jump into this. So, yeah, let's get to the video. With the recent addition of Tokyo Ghoul, a lot has changed in gaming with the community. So today, I'm going to be going over the 3 good and the 3 not so good things about playing as and against this killer. I wanted to make a separate video about playing against, but I think it's better if it's all mashed into one. Starting out with number 1 and the most negative, as you heard from the 8 or so second clip from the beginning of the video, and that a lot of the community has mentioned, is the fact that our new killer, Ken Kaneki, is super loud, both in-game and in the lobby. And if you don't already know, then take a listen for yourself. As you can hear, it's so obnoxiously loud. The first couple times it was really cool, but the fact that he screams like this, at least for me, every 10 or so seconds makes it not so fun. And I've seen a lot of the community actually agree on this. I personally have to switch tabs every time I want to play this killer because the screams can get annoying real quick. This could be changed relatively easily if the developers decide to just lower the volume or space out the frequency of the lobby animations. I don't know, I'm not a game developer. Or do what they did with Pinhead and remove some voice lines altogether, which I doubt they do, and I don't even blame them. The voice actor, and I'm so sorry if I get this wrong, Natsuki Hanai, did a really good job with bringing the character to life in Dead by Daylight, mainly due to the fact that he voices Ken in Tokyo Ghoul, which is always good to bring the original voice actor back for a faithful recreation. This then leads me to my next positive topic on the fact that this killer seems like it's been translated actually really well. The fact that it's from an anime, and yeah, it doesn't really feel that way. Personally, I've seen no complaints online on this killer about how they might have butchered something about his story, or how it doesn't feel like how Kaneki was in the anime. Now, I've personally never watched Tokyo Ghoul, but playing as him definitely intrigues me to want to sit down and watch it, which I think is a huge win for the developers, because we've seen these faithful recreations time and time again from behavior, like from Stranger Things, Silent Hill, or even Alien, with all the little Easter eggs and how good the characters look and feel. Even though Ripley unfortunately didn't get her movie likeness, Behavior has definitely nailed the transitions from these huge licenses in the Dead by Daylight really well, and I pray that they don't flop with the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's license, but with these licenses like the one I've shared, and more, I believe that they'll do it justice. The next not so good thing about this killer that I have on my list is the fact that playing Survivor against this killer doesn't always seem like the best. The hits feel very clunky and they just don't look right from the Survivor's point of view. Like sometimes we'll be hit through a wall or from across the map because of how much range this killer has. Like from what you're watching, I get this hit on Leon that is just the most BS thing ever. Like I don't even know how that managed to hit. I know he's coded the same as Wesker with the whole vaulting thing, but he was nowhere near me. And then, as well as that clunky thing that happens when you play Survivor and Kaneki hits you and the momentum of your character just completely stops, it feels very strange sometimes, and it's actually caught me off guard. Now, I know it can't really be changed, but it just feels weird to play against this killer as a whole. On the other hand, playing this killer and getting long distance snipes is one of the best things in Dead by Daylight ever. It's super fun having your camera go all the way outwards as you propel yourself forward towards the survivor, and it just feels so satisfying and rewarding to get. Now, of course, on the survivor side, this has to be one of the most annoying things ever, because you think you're safe, but it's too bad that his range covers about half the map, as well as there being a whole add-on for increased range, and that 2 meters is nothing to sleep on. Unfortunately, I don't have it recorded, but I remember that I was able to get this long distance snipe because I had this specific add-on, and it just felt so nice to get a hit like that. It's kind of like getting a cross map with Huntress, or getting a down to Survivor with your last knife as Trickster. Just those small things that just feel so rewarding, and that's all this killer feels like when you play him sometimes. Unfortunately, there's not a positive for everything about this killer, as mainly all the negatives you find can come from the Survivor side. Other than this weird bug that I got when I was playing him, which I think I know how this happened, but it threw me off a lot. Because of this visual indicator that indicates where you can leap to, and if you can latch onto a survivor or not is seen by both you as the killer and the survivor, and because small things like tall grass don't get in the way and it's not a physical object, the indicator can give away some heavy details, like this one clip of this poor Nia who was hiding in those bushes in Tobu Landing, and because of this indicator I mentioned just earlier, it completely gave away her position. And take a look at this other example when I was actually playing Survivor, and ironically it was also on Tobu Landing, but I was hiding and the exact same thing happened with that Nia that just happened to me too. Now, in the long run, I will say this isn't really too big of an issue. However, and I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when I'm playing, my power doesn't work right, and it just doesn't feel good, especially with the kind of long cooldown that it has if you miss with your power on an obstacle. Like, take this clip for example, where it ended up with me down on the Survivor, but I wanted to use my power on the healthy one, but the game wouldn't let me. Now, I know why it happened, and it's because the game detected that I was too close to an object, so it didn't let me leap to it, which is fair enough. But I swear that I've been able to use my power when I'm close to something like that. But because of how fast-paced this killer is, I would imagine maybe sometimes the game just can't really handle it too much, which it's surprising how well it's able to hold together in the first place. And last but not least is the fact that one of the best things about this killer is just playing him in general. I know, it's kind of a lame way to end it, but this is the closest we'll get to playing a Spider-Man in Dead by Daylight. And if that's what they were going for, then they have absolutely nailed it. From what I've seen online and in my own games, playing as this killer is some of the most fun I've had probably ever since I've been playing back in 2018, because I have too many goddamn hours on this game. From what I see from others and content creators, he may be strong, but he is also really fun to play as. The slide you get once you leap forward is so genius, and I think this should be implemented more on other killers like Vecna, because he kind of just gets no momentum when using his power and just kind of stops. And that's all he gets. Hey, editing me here. Coming in to give a little bit of an intermission. When I was looking and playing Vecna earlier, he kind of has like a little bit of a slide, but it's very wonky. I think sometimes you can get a really good slide and sometimes you just straight up stop. So I don't know if this is even a good point or if they somehow like shadow buffed this in some way, but yeah, when I was playing him earlier, I wanted to mention this. So okay, back to the end of the video. But the slide on this killer makes it so you can get some crazy hits when using your power correctly that you probably wouldn't get on other killers unless, of course, you play Nurse, but she breaks the game in her own way. Now that brings us to my choices for the 3 good and the 3 not so good things about the Ghoul and Dead by Daylight. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so this and other videos I make soon and in the future will go out to more people, and so you can also be notified when I upload more videos very similarly to this one. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day or night, and as always, take care.